What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Sunday to you all. Gun of the week. I know I have skipped, I think, 1 or 2 weeks now. Some vacation was in there, some life stuff, working on some big things, doing a lot of training. But you're not going to want to miss today's gun of the week because it is a very, very, very special edition. We were able to get in something that is not even out yet. Comes out July 1st, in for test and evaluation. And you'll never guess what it is. Okay, you might guess what it is. But here we go. It is the Staccato HD P4.5. So the HD P4 has been out for since the beginning of the year now. It's making a lot of headlines, doing some good stuff out there from what I hear. Minor issues here and there, but nothing major. But the Staccato HD P4.5 is due to come out July 1, so you'll be able to pick them up. Not even on their website. Like I said, on the website it does say July 1 and not even available for purchase right now. But we were able to get one in to test and evaluate for my agency. We're trying to see if maybe something that we might go with in the future as a duty pistol. But we'll let you know how that goes. But I got it in. I got to shoot it. I got some great footage of it at the range. I'll be able to post that up on the actual video that I post on YouTube and later on my Instagram. I won't be able to do it now because we're doing this live, but check back in and watch the video. You'll see some good stuff. So first and foremost, magazine is empty, slide locked open to the rear, and an empty chamber. And here we go. So let's talk about it. So the Staccato, you know, they've been around for a very long time. They were STI before that. They've really made their name in competition early in the day, custom 1911s. And then they started something called a 2011, which was a double stack 1911, but it ended up having a steel frame and a polymer removable grip module. So they have their own coin of 2011. I'm sure you've heard me talk about Staccatos and that coining before, but they were basically just double stack 1911s. The grip module and stuff like that was kind of revolutionary. It was awesome. You can change it. You could put aluminum one or steel ones and, you know, different sizes, stuff like that. But with the HD series, they have really, really, really revolutionized 19 or 2011s. And what I mean by that is that they have addressed a lot of issues that 1911s have had all throughout their existence, ever since their original design. They've actually changed the design to make this pistol specifically for what they called for duty carry. They marketed this for law enforcement, special operations teams, SWAT teams. I'm sure the military might even take a look at this. But they've addressed all issues, or most issues, that 1911s have had in the past. So it's going to be hard to go through all of them, but I'll just give you a quick couple things. But basically, traditional 1911s have an internal extractor. This one has an external extractor, which allows it to be changed and worked on and changed and worked on more easily. But interior extractors have to be tuned. The exterior ones do not. So I like exterior extractors. Most of your common handguns, Glock, SIGs, you name it, most of them, if not all of them, have external extractors, which I just think is modern. The internal extractors was something that was done years ago. They didn't want soldiers and other people messing with it, so they put it internal into the gun so you couldn't really mess it up too bad. But that caused an issue for working on it. If the extractor bent, broke, or anything like that, changing it was a pain. The gun was pretty much a one-shot chump. But so that's something very, very revolutionary and different for the 2011 world. Something else they did is they removed the palm safety, so that's gone, thankfully. I get it. Palm safeties are, they're useful. in the old style 2011, Series 70, Series 80s. If you don't know what that is, Google it. I don't got time to talk about it. It's a lot, but additional safeties are always good. But the other revolutionary thing that they did inside of this is they have an actual striker or firing pin plunger safety in here. So this is what they would call completely drop safe. Traditional 1911s, if they drop muzzle down, the inertia could cause the firing pin to still fall forward, striking a primer if there was a bullet in the chamber. On this firearm, that can't happen. So that's pretty amazing. Took away the less useful palm safety and put an extremely useful firing pin safety. So that was amazing. But we'll go from front to back and we'll talk about it real quick. All right, I'm going to try to make this quick because I could probably talk hours about this because it is so awesome. But so the P4 is, the P4.5, where it really differs from the P4 is the fact that it has a front sight block. So front sight block just means that there's a part of the barrel that is attached and does not reciprocate or move with the slide. So it looks like a part of the slide when it's closed, but it's not. It's actually a part of the barrel. And what that does is that leaves the extra weight up front. So as you're shooting the weapon and managing recoil, the extra weight up front helps you manage that recoil just a bit better. It helps the gun shoot a bit flatter. And I really, really like this system for helping for recoil reduction. Compensators can help as well, but the problem with compensators is it makes the gun louder, at least to the shooter. Some of the gases go up into your face. If you have to shoot this tucked in or close, the gases can, again, get up into your face. At night, it can shoot flames out the top or look, muzzle flash, stuff like that. So I definitely like the sight block versus a compensator. Just my personal opinion. Barrel's nice and crowned. Very nicely done, nicely integrated. Dawson Precision High Vis front sight. There we go. So that's nice. The rear sight is a part of the frame, a part of the slide, and it is in front of the optic. So most of us are traditionally, you'll see that the rear sight is either integrated into a plate system or the sight is more forward and the rear sight is behind the optic. That's, in my opinion, a personal preference, whether you like it in front of or behind the optic. It is what it is. But what this does is the mounting system, which is usually a big issue with Staccato, it comes with the mounting system spacer plate, and you can attach all your normal Trijicon, or what is it, the RMSC footprint and stuff like that to the Staccato, and it sits very low and very flat. So that's very nice. You can also see that there's a decent sized gap in between where the optic and the sight is, and that is to accommodate the larger optics like the SRO. The Trijicon HD sits a bit more forward, but the fact that they moved the sight backwards, nothing hangs over the ejection port, which is an issue for those of you who have done the older Staccatos. Sometimes with those elongated optics, sometimes they get stuck between the breech face and the optic and causes issues and stuff like that. So that's all gone. They did away with that. Something else that's revolutionary or very different for a 1911 or 2011 is it is fully ambidextrous. So you have slide lock, slide release on the right side of the gun, which is not normal. You can reverse this to make it left-handed if you want to. This is obviously your magazine release. And what they also did is they extended it. Let me see if I can get that in focus. There we go. So they extended this. You can almost, depending on your, I don't know how I'm going to try to get that, but you could almost get that with one hand. So for those of you that shoot 1911s, closing the slide or manipulating the slide with your firing hand is very difficult because usually they're just out of reach. Your slide lock, slide release. This, they've extended it back so you can, little bit of breaking your grip, but with just a little bit of breaking your grip, you can in fact do a magazine exchange without breaking your grip if you have big enough hands. Granted, if you have little baby hands, and you still got to do the whole thing where if it's locked open, insert the mag, and then you push down with your support hand and then re-grip. But I can get my hand on it easily enough to lock and unlock the slide without using a magazine or my support hand. So that is a huge win in my opinion. Freaking awesome. It does have your pretty traditional ambidextrous safeties. 2011s or 1911s are single action only, which just means that the weapon, if it is going to be carried for duty purposes or self-defense, anything like that, you'd have a full mag, right? Put one in the chamber, your hammer would be cocked, and then you would lock the safety in place. So now you are commonly referred to as cocked and locked. I got one in the chamber, hammer is cocked, and my safety is locked. If I was to utilize this weapon, I would have to draw, utilizing the safety with my thumb, take the safety off, and then go to work. And when I was done and had to go reholster, safety back on, and reholster. So that's just a training thing. Anyone can get over that. Law enforcement or anything, it's just a training thing. Bolted to the Optic. I'm reading a comment here, so don't mind me staring into the phone like a weirdo. The question was, is this a sandwich style plate, or does the plate mount to the optic? Excuse me, does the plate mount to the slide and then the optic mount to the plate? And what I can say is that it's just the plate is there and the screws screw all the way down through the plate into the slide. So it is kind of a direct mount, but it does have a spacer, if that makes sense. So this optic has screws that go all the way down into the slide, not just into the plate. So that makes it a lot stronger and more sturdy. So, you know, racking off the slide, oh, if I took the safety off, but racking off the slide, things of that nature, you're not going to mess with the optic, not going to mess with the zero, and you're not going to break the plate, which is typically what has happened in the past. So, yeah. You can, without rolling it. Yeah, exactly. It's a big deal, bro. The being able to hit that slide lock, slide release with your primary firing hand. Big win for 19 and 2011. So the Staccato P4 has done some amazing things, like I said, as far as 19 and 2011s go. The grip and grip angle, a little bit different than traditional 1911s. It is a bit thicker, but obviously that is going to be to accommodate Glock magazines or Glock style or Glock pattern magazines. But it still feels great. The stippling texture is really great. It's a typical staccato. It feels very good in the hand. They contoured the back here, so this is very nice. I personally didn't get any hot spots. I know that some people kind of complained that they've gotten hot spots while shooting back here, but I have not experienced that. I only put maybe 300 rounds through it, but still I didn't experience that. It is still a 2011 platform in the case, meaning that I can unscrew the screw up here and unscrew this back here and technically take this off. So in the future, people can make aluminum or all steel grip modules for this, which would be pretty cool in my opinion if you were going to like compete with it, something like that. We'll talk about the mags in a second. This one did come with a magwell. I don't know if it comes with a magwell. That might be extra. I'm not sure. Like I said, unfortunately, this is not mine. This is a T&E from Staccato. I wish it was mine, but it's not. But this one did come with a magwell. Very nice. It locks your hand, at least my hand, locks it in on the grip very nicely. And it does its job. Nice well. I haven't gotten too many... I did some mag exchanges and stuff. I haven't gotten anything stuck in it, so it seems to work pretty well. It is a steel frame, so steel slide, steel frame, and then you have a polymer grip module. The trigger, you guys will like this, the trigger is aluminum. In the past, most of the Staccato Ps and stuff like that, even the XC, were polymer trigger shoes. This is an aluminum trigger shoe. Love that. I'm very glad they changed that. Again, looking at that more combat-oriented law enforcement, beat the crap out of it. Some of the testing that they've done online and that Staccato said that they have done with this as far as freezing it and mud and water and all that stuff, and the reliability does seem to be up there. It does have a relatively light recoil spring, but at the same time it's much heavier than the other Staccatos, and in the 300 rounds that I shot out of it today, I didn't have one malfunction other than the Metgar mags not locking the slide back randomly. Sometimes it would, sometimes it wouldn't. All right, so to further test these Metgar mags, I do have 2 of them. Again, they come factory. I'm going to do 5, reload 5, and hopefully we get lockback this time, so we'll test it. So one mag did not lock back, and the second mag did lock back. If you watch the, like I said, watch a YouTube video of this, and you'll see, I'm going to put in the footage in there, you'll see it. But yeah, it was hit or miss. Sometimes it would lock back, and then other times it would not. It definitely was not me holding the slide lock, slide release down, and the reason for that is because I did a miniature test. What we're going to do is I got 5 rounds in each. I have the original Metgar mag that comes from the factory with the Staccato. I have a Magpul P17 mag, and I have a factory Glock 17 mag. 5 rounds in each. This is Spear 124. I'm going to see how they run, if you have any issues, and with which magazine. So first up is the Metgar mag. So no lockback with the Metgar magazine. Magpul P-Mag. No issues, lockback proper. And finally, the Glock 17 mag. Lockback, no issues. And the test was, I had the factory Metgar, a Magpul P17 mag, and a factory Glock 17 mag. And both of these lock back every single time. The metal mag was the only one that didn't lock back every single time. To me, locking back isn't like a make or break it, because I've been shooting competition now for almost 2.5 years, and I've kind of learned not to really worry about it. I've gotten fast with quickly chambering the slide, or just reloading before I go empty. Again, in a gunfight, I know you're probably not going to know your round count, but you know, tack reload be damned. Just if I get into engagement and it's only my one adversary, just do a quick hardcore mag exchange, and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about slide lock, slide releases. But the trade-off is you get an extra round with the Metgar. These are 18 rounds. This is not extended, obviously, but 18 when all the other Glock stuff or P-Mags are 17. So, you know, there you go. Yeah, so the trigger does break right at 4.5 pounds. I can see if I can try and do it. It's empty. I have my trigger gauge. So right exactly 4.5 pounds on the dot. So yeah, it's a 4.5 pound trigger, but it's a single action trigger, so the trigger really is nice. Minor critique, and that's just my personal opinion, is the reset. When I was shooting it, I didn't feel it to be as tactile, meaning like, again, Glocks or other 2011s, 1911s have a very hard reset. This one was a little bit soft. I don't know if that has something to do with the new trigger mechanism that's in it, but I like a little bit harder of a reset, just me. But I was able to shoot fast, you know, splits in the mid-teens. Accuracy was exceptional, as you would expect from a 1911 platform.
187.
Recoil management mitigation was super easy, being that it's a 9mm and that you have the sight block. It's 34 ounces, so it's not the lightest gun in the world, but it's definitely not the heaviest.
Pulled one low there.
But yeah,
166.
I really, really like it. It feels good in the hand. You're definitely going to need all new holsters because how thick the frame is of the HD series. I don't think it's going to fit in your regular 2011 or double stack 1911 holsters that you have. Mainly, again, the thickness down here, much thicker than a 19 or 2011. So you probably need all new holsters for this, but worth it. It's got a full rail too. Put whatever light you want on it. Here's a TLR1. It's just a light that I put on it for testing. I didn't have a holster that'll fit it, except my Tier 1 Concealment MSP holster, which basically is multi-gun, and it just locks onto the light. So that worked just fine. Shout out to Tier 1. But yeah, I won't keep you on any longer. I appreciate you guys interacting with me, and I appreciate you guys checking it out. So again, that's the Staccato HD P4. And for those of you that are interested in it, does come out July 1st of this year, so a couple days, and their starting MSRP is $26.99. That's right off the website. If you're law enforcement, military, or first responder, they do have a program, and I believe it's like $800 off or something to that effect. Do not quote me. I'm not a rep. I don't know. I'm just talking, but I'm pretty sure they do a good discount program for professionals. And something that Staccato is well known for that I love about Staccato is if you are using this for work and you get into an OIS or some type of self-defense situation, officer involved shooting, something like that, they will send you another gun temporarily, but they'll send you another gun while your gun is in evidence. And for those of us in law enforcement, no, you're not going to get your gun back. It takes years. So that's awesome that Staccato does that. Other than that, I appreciate you guys hanging with me and spending the time. If you guys are looking for some training, anything coming up, check the website, www.oneshotdefense.us. I got local classes here in South Florida running twice a month, Friday and a Sunday of every month, alternating rifle, pistol, throwing in some concealed carry pistol in there as well. But yeah. Check it out. If you wouldn't mind, like, share, and subscribe. And you guys have a great night. Take care.